HDSLR Shooter, your source for news from NAB 2014. Brought to you by Adobe, Atomos, Blackmagic Design, and Carl Zeiss.
Hi, Clint with HDSLR Shooter. I'm here with Jeromy of Atomos. And Jeromy, the show stealer, obviously the award winner of the show, the Shogun. Talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, so 4K recording, ProRes 4K, Cinema D&G for the RAW guys. We also do up to 120 FPS of HD. So you can do your 50, 60, all the way down to the normal 24. 1920 by 1200 screen. So it's super high resolution in 7-inch. And that allows us to give really nice focus assist, really nice exposure settings, waveform, all the things that we've got on the Ninja Blade, which is, by the way, just been, the support for that product has been fantastic. And we know that HD production is going to continue en masse for at least another couple of years, if not longer. I mean, some of my friends are still shooting SD, for God's sake, right? But I think this is a tool for people who are concerned about future-proofing. And it does 4K HDMI in and out. It also has 12 gig SDI in and out, as well as Genlock for play out. One of the key features is the viewing angle of that screen, as you can see, is just phenomenal. And we've developed this panel with one of the major panel makers. We do all our own touch interface. We adjust frame rates. When the frame rate comes in, we adjust the frequency of the screen. So 60 hertz for 30, 50 hertz for 25, 48 hertz for 24. What that means is you're always watching smooth video like it's going to be when you go to post-production. We've got calibration for the screen. You can upload 3D LUTs into it. We've really learned a lot from the last 3 years of developing recorders. One of the things that people have requested is XLR. So this is a LEMO connector that breaks out to left and right XLR in and out in a fly lead, which gives you balanced XLR, phantom, and mic. So this will be the one-stop shop. And we've been announcing and shipping, as you've noticed, the last few products that we've done. And we're going to do the same with the Shogun. This won't be available until September timeframe. Why did we announce? Well, there's a camera sitting here behind me called the A7S. Full frame, 35 millimeter, amazing camera. Like, it is a beast. ISO up to 400,000. It's a bit noisy at 400,000, but at 200,000, it's shooting color in the dark. It is seriously crazy. Sony called me in December and said, got this great camera. We can't do 4K internally. It's a bit too hot for the sensor. We only get 10 minutes out of it or 5 minutes out of it or something. We want to do just HD internally and 4K output over HDMI. I give my roadmap to them every 3 months as to where we're going for this reason. And we announced together the Shogun, which is the perfect combo for that sensor. So we're going straight from that awesome sensor to ProRes 4K or to RAW if you've got a RAW capable camera. You've got 12 gig to make sure you're compatible with everything else into the future as new cameras come out. So we think we've really packaged this up in the right way and given all the features that customers really want.
Well, you know, it's crazy. We went over to the Sony booth to go look at it, and they had right there on the device, they have the Shogun, and they said, you got to have it. You got to have it to be able to utilize the 4K capabilities of the camera.
Yeah, so every one of those A7Ss that's sold should have a Shogun on top of it. And I think that is showing the industry that smaller companies can move quickly. When companies try and do something out of their range, like if we try and do a camera, for example, they've got 30 years experience, 40 years experience. They've solved all the problems. This sensor, nobody has this sensor. If we try to do a camera, we'd be back in machine vision sensor, not for cinema, which is where all the other makers trying to make a camera, they're sitting there with these crappy sensors they've got to choose from. Sony are developing the world's best sensors. They're light years ahead. It's all about the sensor, actually, the lens in the sensor. You can put great lenses on, but if the sensor's crap, then, and it doesn't matter how well you record it. So I'm backing that the Japanese sensors are going to win this market. This is a major play against people trying to come into the 4K ProRes space. Put these two together, you've got the best of 50 years of sensor technology and the best of the new breed of recording quality, which is what Atomos is leading the charge in. And I just think that is the most amazing combo. You've got GH4 with the Shogun also, which is 10-bit coming out. This is only 8-bit coming out. I'm hoping that they can pump out 10-bit into the future. But if you want 10-bit from a smaller sensor, a Micro Four Thirds sensor, then you go to the GH4. So I said right near IBC that there'd be 20 new cameras, 4K cameras coming at NAB. I was four too many. There's about 16 here that have been announced or have been talked about. So commoditization of 4K is happening today. And we want to be leading the charge to give that affordable recording. And how we've done that is we've got our normal spinning disc recording and SSD. As soon as you go to 120 frames a second HD, you need an SSD. As soon as you go to 4K, you need a really fast SSD. But we've solved it with another way. We've got dual rated, we'll ship in the box a double caddy that's got a little RAID chip in it. You put two 1 terabyte drives in, so you've got 2 terabytes, hit format on the unit, it'll RAID them, and then you can record 2.5 hours of 4K ProRes onto two 1 terabyte drives, which make 2 terabytes, and that will cost you around $120. So you're looking at $50 an hour of recording for 4K, exactly the same cost of production today, like you're using in your Ninja Blade right there on the camera.
That's insane because some people are utilizing these pro devices to record off the camera, and they're like $1,500 for one card or something.
Yeah, and we don't even sell the media to you. We say go buy this media, and you get to choose. And I know that you've been a big fan of it. I think that's probably one of the reasons, right? You get to choose which media you put in.
No, and I mean, these guys are running sales all the time. You go on Amazon, you catch them at the right time. You can clean up, literally.
Yeah, you could get 10 drives for $30 when they've got a sale on, and then you keep them. And commodity store, it's like your digital tape. Tape was great. DV days, you had a tape you could give to people. It was fantastic. But now it's hard discs, and those HDDs, the spinning discs, as long as you're not going up in a helicopter or around a racetrack. And I urge people to try it because I get a lot of people saying, oh, I'm going to stick with SSDs. But SSDs can die, number one. And number two, they're pricey. They're really pricey. And for the type of shooting most people are doing, if you're doing that to your camera and bashing it on the floor, then I don't think you're doing the right things anyway. But hard discs will definitely stand up. Don't drop them, of course. But we really believe in that affordable media, and you can give it to your customer, and they can play it back on a Ninja to their TV, or just play it back on their computer.
No, that's the beauty about it. I can take it and just plug it into anything, and I can play it like wherever, and that's the versatility of the product line, thus far. And it's awesome that the versatility is in this product that's in the others.
So this is the Shogun, which we've, as you can see up here, we've won a few awards for it.
Yes. So how many awards? Have you lost count?
Yeah, we're actually up to like 7 awards now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, streaming media, video maker. We won the IBM and NAB 5 game changer products they select around the whole show. I mean, there's lots and lots of companies here. We've won there's a Canadian magazine that we've won an award for, and a couple of others that I can't even remember right now. But we're very proud that the industry and the customers are seeing what we're doing and really liking what we're doing.
You got to be. I mean, this has got to be huge, man. Because I mean, you started this like how many years ago?
3 years ago. It's actually 3.5 years ago since we announced, and 3 years ago since we shipped the first Ninja.
It's inspiring to see a one man be able to come up, and conquer NAB essentially.
Thanks, dude. I'm enjoying it. And this is one thing I really want to talk about. We got lots of requests for the Ninja that didn't have a screen for people who already had a monitor, or helicopter market, action cam market. GoPro is a great little product, but it only records 420, and it's only like 12 megabits or something. I think the maximum's 20. 220 megabits a second from the sensor of the camera, straight over HDMI micro, onto CFast cards. It's basically a Ninja. It's got everything that a Ninja's got, except for the monitoring capabilities.
And just using flash media.
Correct, and it weighs 3.5 ounces without battery, and why that's important is the drones have battery adapters, so you can just plug into that power source. And if you've got a battery on there, then it's 4.8 ounces. Just take a feel of that. And we got audio level meters, so you know your audio. We automatically trigger from all the time code start-stop flags that we've implemented with the Japanese camera makers. So whether you've got a Nikon or a Canon or a Sony, all the latest range of cameras trigger to us when you hit record on the camera. That's huge for workflow, and you guys can do the same thing on the camera you've got right there. That means you're not touching two things all the time, and you've got a backup record exactly time code accurate.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So this goes to ProRes HQ 422 and LT. And I'll just show you, as you hold that down, it switches and you get more time here. So we have all the indications that we have on a Ninja, but in LEDs. That took a little while to architect.
Yeah, but it's beautiful though. Yeah, and it looks Aesthetically, just like the, yeah, that's beautiful. So if you're familiar with that interface, you'll be familiar with this.
You'll be familiar with this, and it's really easy to use.
Is one of the things I've been able to use the Ninja for, like things that probably people haven't thought about. I'm doing demos and things like that with software, showing like post-production workflows and things like that, or even here at the show where post companies are showing me their workflow.
Yeah.
I can either shoot the screen or try to use a recorder which burns the computer, usually will crash it, or HDMI out into my Ninja, and then I'm recording and
Absolutely,
I'm monitoring,
man.
and it's beautiful,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, there's so many, like, of course, the professional video production world is why we made the product. But then we realized, hey, it's like HDMI. Everything's HDMI these days. You can record it to this kick-ass format from Apple. If you're doing an app and you want to educate about that app and you want a really high-quality video, plug a Ninja into the HDMI output of your iPad and do whatever you need to do. Just show it on the screen, and then you've got an editable, super high-quality 422 10-bit file to then go into Final Cut and edit it.
Yeah, you're good to go. It's on the disc and you're fine.
You can do your presentation, as you said. There can be a video playing. You can record that at the same time. It's multi-function device, and I really think that people will find that the versatility of their Ninja or their Samurai is quite amazing. It's a playback deck. You can do a project in Final Cut X, save it. You can take files, save it, put it on the disk, play it back. Right? So this is a project that's already been in there. We made sure that we could accept anyone's files. If you've had a Sound Devices recorder, or you've had an AJ Key Pro from the past, pick up the file, put it on a 2.5-inch disc, put it in the Ninja or the Samurai, and it will play.
So, this is available
In mid-May. We're in production now. These are the first ones off the production. You can see it's a functioning unit. Yeah, we'll ship it the first week of May out of our factories, and then it'll get to America and then be available in the stores, a week or two later. So I'm saying mid-May that you'll be getting this product in your hands. It's $295 US. Just to mention, people have said, but CFast cards are like $800 for 60 gig. Well, that's CFast 2. We only need CFast 1. And so CFast 1 cards, just go search Amazon today, and you're getting 64 gig for $250.
Wow, that's
Give
insane.
you an hour of ProRes 422 recording.
And the Shogun. So we're just going to be, we need to stay
IBC.
abreast.
IBC. I'm saying end of Q3, beginning of Q4. So it'll be ready in like between 5 and 6 months. This camera's not shipping until July timeframe anyway. So they'll hit around the same time, and you guys can just record 4K all day.
Now, so when people are utilizing this, they're finding new ways to utilize the products and everything like that. Is there a way to communicate with you guys so they can say, hey, look what we're doing with the Atomos or something like that?
Yeah, we've got our forum, or you can email our support, which I still call a customer once a week. Yeah, and say, hey, I heard you're having a problem with your Ninja trigger. I'd just like to sort that out. Are you the guy from the video? Yeah, I'm the guy from the video. But staying close to your customers is really important to us. If you've got feature requests, like this came directly from customers' feature requests. And then sat down with the engineers and we worked out how we could reduce the size, reduce the power. This goes for 5 hours off this battery.
That's crazy.
Which is going to be longer than any of your action cams.
No, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's the same batteries that they all use. That's what's beautiful too.
Yeah. So we're trying to think of you, the customer, all the time. And include, what you need to make a decent production out of the box.
Excellent, man. And I just can't wait to see what's next from you guys. It's looks like the sky's the limit, though. People want to find out more about Atomos products. What do they do?
Yeah, atomos.com. Or, as I said, you can post a question on our forum, and we'll get back to you pretty quick.
Jeromy, thanks so much. Congratulations.
Cheers. Thank you.
HDSLR Shooter, your source for news from NAB 2014. Brought to you by Adobe, Atomos, Blackmagic Design, and Carl Zeiss.